Hello, 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 and welcome to another edition of Big Board Battles! Today we have a very exciting game for you. Warriors of the Dark Gods, the Four Horsemen army, versus some Orcs and Goblins. Now, I was excited to play this guy. He usually plays Empire, but he has a new army, Orcs and Goblins, that he just put together a couple months ago. And it's pretty fun. It's a cavalry list, and it's like this rock cave spider theme thing, but it's pretty damn cool. And it's well modeled, well painted, a lot of conversion work in it, and so yeah, we'll see how it goes. I wanted to try a couple new things myself. I rearranged some points on my characters, and I also dropped the giants because I wanted to try out some once chosen, and specifically I wanted 2 units of the lust once chosen because they're skirmishers, and you know they're nothing to sneeze at. They're, with the paired weapons I gave them, they're 4 attacks and initiative 5 with toughness 4, strength 4, 3 wounds each. So I was figuring I'd just kind of go and they could flank some things, maybe get in the back line pretty quick, because with the +2 movement and skirmishers, they have a lot of mobility. Movement 7, I think, was the total that they had. So that was my thinking. We'll see how it works out. And here we go. Here we have deployment. As you can see, those catapults in the back were scaring me, so I put my sorcerer along with my manticore riding Lord of Change right behind that building, so they can't get any direct shots on me. I kind of have my lust guy up to the side. I know he's going to get shot at, but I figure, maybe I can get in some combat quickly. I can race up the board. He's the only one on the steed that doesn't have barding, so I was hoping he could get into, maybe he'd miss. And if he didn't miss, I would get those the Hell Riders up, and we could start shooting, causing some stupids. Those spider-looking things over there on the chariot bases, those are scrap wagons, and they're pretty neat. I like, they're like pushing this boulder thing around, so they're pretty cool. He's got some boar boys, 3 units of boar boys. I think they're all feral. Big spider in the back, and a boss on a wyvern. And so we'll see how it goes. Looking at this, I was feeling, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure how the once chosen were going to do, but I was confident in my monster's ability, and I really like my blocks. So we'll see how it goes. These are the spells I got for Path of Disease. I rolled a 1, 3, and a 5, and I dropped the 3 for the Pestilent Miasma. And in retrospect, that was a big mistake, because I'm going to be weapon skill higher than him anyway, and -1 isn't going to be enough to make a difference. And I'm higher initiative than him, except for my great weapons anyway. So again, the minus initiative isn't going to make a difference. So if I was thinking clearly, which I wasn't, I would have kept the massive flesh, because regeneration would have been very helpful in a lot of situations here. But it is what it is. I kind of just wanted a cheap spell to get off, simply so I could get my blessing off. Now, he has the spells you see before you. Those sneaky stealing guys got my necrotic blessing buff, which is going to really help him throughout the game. But it is what it is. And we will go. He dropped all his guys during deployment, and so he goes first. As you can see, there's no charges. His spiders just kind of come up and get in everyone's way. The scrap wagons shamble forward, as they do, and some adjustments with the spider and things like that, but nothing too major is going on here. Okay. He does some shooting with those spiders up there, plopping a wound on my lust chosen right there. I don't know. He shot pretty well. So nothing happens really in Magic. He tries to get a couple spells off. Doesn't really work. And we go to turn 1 of my turn. Now, as you can see, those fallen riders there, they had been charged by the Nasher Dashers, which are those guys on those leaping spiders right there. And I fled with them because, I wasn't too concerned about the panic checks. I made them all. And I just didn't want them to hit me and then overrun and cause a cascade effect that way. And so they rallied this turn, thank goodness. I didn't charge anything. I couldn't quite get to 6-inch range of that catapult, unfortunately. And I failed a DT check and died. But other than that, I just do a little bit of positioning here and there. And make sure those Nasher Dashers are facing the front, or it'll be a front charge if they go into my One/Chosen guys. I charge in my, I do charge my Lust Harbinger into the side of those guys just to get them out of the way. I figure I can either overrun and tempt his Nasher Dashers into charging me, or reform and then continue my zooming up the side of the table. I wasn't sure yet what I was going to do, to be honest with you. I just knew I didn't want those things right in my way. If I was thinking clear, I would have charged with the chariot and just zoomed up my my Lust guy just so I could threaten some things. But that wasn't a bad play on my part. I don't feel it just wasn't optimal. I did also charged my EDC into his spider group. They failed their terror check. The boar boys passed their panics, and he just flees away. And they continue going. Some repositioning. I peek my Manticore out a little bit. I figured, you know what? If he's going to shoot at him, he's going to shoot at him. I need to get in better position here to threaten some stuff. Moved up my warriors. I forgot. Again, I forget things sometimes. I forgot to charge my Great Weapon warriors into that chaff. So I was like, well, going to have to get rid of it somehow. I just wasn't sure how yet, but a mistake on my part. Should charge, then overrun, and as long as I didn't roll a 12 or something for overrun, I wouldn't have been in feasible charge range for anything, and I would have had much better position than I do right here. But as I said, is what it is, and so we do the magic. I get Breath Weapon off on my Manticore Lord, and I give him the blessing. And I also get Pestilence Miasma on my Harbinger, and also again give him a bonus. I try to get Leprotic Curse to raise the toughness of my Wrath Warriors, but he wisely scrolls that. I was just looking at those scrap wagons in there, 2d6 strength 5 impact hits, and I was like, well, I'm going to try to get my my toughness up, so I'll minimize the damage there. But unfortunately, it didn't quite work out like that. As I said, he used his Dispel Scroll, so at least I got rid of that, right? Oh, sorry for the blurry picture too here, but turn 2. Turn 2 is a very interesting turn because I thought in the beginning one thing, and it turned out to be entirely different. So it's hard to tell, but you can see that his little hero on a spider dude charging my rear of my Lust guys, and I wasn't sure how that was going to go. He had a Sword of Haste, so I was going to take a couple wounds, maybe break combat, maybe not. We'll see. I had 8 attacks coming back at him, as long as he doesn't do 4 wounds right off the top. So his Nasher Dashers charge into my Lust guys. They have to take a difficult terrain because it's through the woods, and they do fail one. And so instead of 6, it's 5, and that's important because his impact hits go from 2d3 to single d3, which is nice for me. He didn't want to charge those feral boar boys into my EDC, but he failed his frenzy check, and so he had to. And they made the charge, and I was quite pleased about this. I wasn't so pleased about those scrap wagons. Both of them just smashing into my warriors. One didn't need much. It just needed 9. The other needed like a 13 or something, though. So I was figuring the 9 would get in. I wasn't figuring both would get in. But he rolled out of the box for it. So it is what it is. And his spiders over there continue to flee. Here's a better picture of that charge. And again, I brought the Lust guys to try him out. And so this is a good trial by fire, getting charged in the rear by that guy. I wasn't like too worried about it, but is what it is. And I was very excited when he decided to hit my EDC with his boar boys there. I was like, okay, free unit for me, basically. Now again, to make up some points, I had to bring the EDC naked. He doesn't have any weapons or armor or anything. But he's still 5 attack, strength 6, weapon skill 6, toughness 6. He's not a bad guy. Okay, here's a better picture of those guys getting in there. And again, I wasn't sure. I was gonna have 12 attacks against him, so I was hoping I'd do some damage. He's gonna get those impacts in, but other than that, I thought I could, if not wipe him out, just kill most of them. Oh, I forgot to mention, during my shooting last turn, my breath weapon went, my lord on the mana core, the breath weapon just wiped out that unit of spiders that was in front of him, so that was good. So here's a picture of those scrap wagons getting in. Like I said, I was worried about this. 46 strength 5 impact hits. I was going to lose some guys. I wasn't excited. And during his magic phase, he gets Evil Eye off on this guy, the 3d6 version. I let it go. I have a 1-up, 5-up, and he needs 6s to wound. But he got a wound through, so it is what it is. And, yeah, I had eaten the guys beforehand, the guys he charged into. And I just reformed, figuring, if I need to, I can go in to help the ones less chosen. I was being very cautious. His first catapult, scattered and missed. The second one, direct hit, 4 wounds, dead. Nothing I could do. It happens. Passed my panics, and more. Those spiders get in my way of my charge. Snake one off in the pew. And so that wasn't too bad. And this combat. So he kills the Lust guy. One Lust guy. He gets a wound, but I break because I don't do anything to him. And so he wins by 4. So I have a 4-up, re-rolling. I don't make it either time. I run, take some DTs, but I'm fine actually. I make the DTs, I believe. And so I'm like, whatever. And he overruns into my EDC. So now I'm like, okay, well, he has a flank charge, but it's not a big flank because he's not on a monster. He's going to get the charge bonus anyway. So I'm not scared yet. I figured I'll just throw all my attacks into these boar boys, make up any combat res I need to. And then he either breaks or I turn to face him next turn and just slaughter him. Maybe get his Wyvern in there, but my mana core was positioned so if this Wyvern Lord does charge my ADC and doesn't kill it, I can charge in with my Wyvern Lord with my mana core, and I'm very confident my mana core versus that guy, my mana core wins every time. So that was the thinking here. And then the EDC, well, he goes first and he uses his Sword of Haste and he gets a wound off. So I'm like, okay. Not terrible. So my turn. I roll to hit his boar boys. I hit 1. 1 hits. I need 3s. I have 5 attacks and 1 goes through. So shit. I rolled a wound. Thankfully I wound, but he ward saves it. So I just looked at this model and I'm like, come on. And his boar boys and the little spider, the spider poison goes off, because that's how this game is gonna go, and those boar boys just pour in the attacks. Anyway, he gets 3 more wounds through, so I lose by auto brake, basically. And I auto brake, and he catches me. And that, sir, is that for Mr. EDC. And there you go with the scrap wagon. Oh, maybe he didn't catch me. Maybe he just wiped me. He might have just wiped me out. He might have just done all the wounds. In fact, I think that's what happened. He just did 6 wounds to me, and I just died. Either way, I was going away, but it was just frustrating. This goes better than expected. He does kill 7, but then I just do 7 wounds back. He has a charge. I have rank and a banner. I win by 1. He crumbles. So I kill 1 outright. 1 had 3 wounds, but the crumble from the unstable makes it like fall apart or something, I guess. I'm not sure. But anyway, I kill them both. I lost some warriors, but I'm still there. I still got some presence there, so I'm not too concerned about this. What I am concerned about is I have nothing on this flank. So you see those boar boys and those other boar boys back there that you can't see, they're off the screen. And that spider guy, they're just going to have a field day over here. And I don't know what to do about it at this point. I'm very worried. This goes relatively well. He does get a couple impacts in. He does do 2 wounds to me. But then I turn around and I just kill all 5. So I was very proud of these guys. They did a good job. Okay, so my turn, and here I continue to make some mistakes. I was like, I need to do something, so let's get some stuff up there. I didn't make any charges. Everything was too long, just how it was positioned. So I wanted my mana core in a better position, so I kind of put him out there, hoping, okay, maybe he'll be tempted and he'll charge me or something. My Lust guys rallied, so that was exciting, I guess. They were really in a terrible position there because those boar boys are going to come, they're going to overrun, it's going to be a bad day. That EDC, he failed me. There's nothing else I can say about that. At least hoping he would have stuck around and kind of tied that area up for a turn or two, but we have to make do with reality how it is, not how we wish it to be. And I was still feeling okay about this. I was like, okay, Spider's going to get into them. I don't know what his Wyvern Lord's going to do at this time. I'm waiting to see where it goes. My BSB had kind of gone over to the side there, and he's looking at some targets. Yeah, there it is. And his turn, there's some charges. This was actually after combat, looks like. Did I miss a slide? I might have missed a slide or two. Hold up. Previous. Oh, yeah, that was my turn. Nothing happens in Magic. Nothing happens in shooting. And we go to... Oh, here we go. Sorry, that slide was a little out of place. Spoiler alert. So this is how it looks on his turn. He makes some charges in. He charges his little spider dude in. He charges those boar boy things in. He charges his wyvern in. And the spider also gets in. So everything he wanted, he got at this point. And I wasn't too concerned about his wyvern, honestly. It was toughness 6, but I do have the blessed sword and strength 5, so I'm rerolling those wounds. I'm toughness 5, or maybe, yeah, I think I'm toughness 5 at this point, but I have a 1-up, 5-up, so we'll see. You know, maybe I have 2 wounds left. It could go either way here. I was a little concerned, but I wasn't panicking at this point. Lust guys, I figure if he whiffs, I have a chance, but we'll see. We'll see. The little spider guy got in the side, and I was like, I'm just gonna murder you, spider dude. What are you doing? So that's what I was looking at. And let's go down to the previous slide, as you can see what happened. Yeah. So here's what happened. His spider murderizes my warriors, and he wisely chose to do that combat first. He overruns, hits my hold on, I'm sorry. Yeah, here he is. He hits my what's it called? Manticore guy. Okay. His boar boys just killed straight up the once less chosen guys, and they power forward. Expected. The BSB versus the orc chief on a wyvern. That actually goes really well. I win combat. I do a wound. He does nothing. He hits with 2, I think, but his wyvern misses. Anything he does hit with, I save. He makes his test, and we're in it. But you know what? He has a wound. I have a wound. Let's go. It's going to be my turn. You know what I mean? I'm excited. My Manticore Lord. I don't know what it is about this little spider hero dude, but I cannot hit him. I miss. 5 attacks and I miss. I just miss. And I was like, my Manticore put some wounds on the big spider. I was worried about missing again with my spider against the. I wanted the multiple wounds to go through against the spider. I think I got 3 wounds off total. Not enough to win combat though. Because he puts a wound on me. Oh, those 3 wounds weren't from the Manticore. The Manticore misses too. The 3 wounds were from the warriors earlier. The Wrath warriors that he hit. So that's how it's sitting. I don't know. It's my turn. Okay, over on the other side, my Lust Chosen charge into his scrap of pulp, pulverize it. My Lust Riders are positioning for a charge. I do make one of the catapults stupid. The other one misfires. Is what it is. And so here's how it's looking right now. My sorcerer is ready to give some buffs. I did something I shouldn't have done. I exposed my flank to the big, huge BSB encased boar boy block there. I shouldn't have charged the spider. I should have just let him charge my front so they have -1 to hit, and just tried to do the combat res, all the combat res I could, and hope the spider didn't hit with that venomous ordnance strike. But I got excited, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to get this spider. And this more than anything, more than any miss, more than any bad rolling, this cost me the game, I feel, right here. It was a bad play on my part. My opponent, he exploited my mistake beautifully, as you will see. Now, if I had been able to kill the spider, I could have reformed. That was my thinking. But it had 5 wounds left at this point, and I think it was toughness 7 because he got a spell off last time. And he put that necrotic blessing on there. So, well, we'll see. Okay, here we go. I got Toxic Breath off on my BSB Lord here. So I'm like, cool. I got 4 rerolling wound attack. He doesn't have a toughness on him anymore, by the way. So he's toughness 5. So I'm 3 up to hit him, 4 up to wound him with reroll those, and divine attacks. He doesn't have much in the way in regular armor. He does have a 4-up ward save, but my toxic attacks hopefully will just make him roll enough and will do enough wounds. I roll 2 for the breath. I roll 2, and unfortunately, I don't wound a single one. I was figuring maybe I get 7, maybe get 1 or 2 in with the 6s. Nah, it doesn't work. it goes poorly. I flub with my attacks, and my only saving grace is he did too. He does like 3 wounds, but I save them all. Because he doesn't have that +1 strength anymore for being in combat for the first turn. But then his venomous strike or whatever, the ordnance wound one, on the wyvern, he gets a 6 with it. I fail both my saves. He does 4 wounds ordnance with that thing, and pop goes the banner dude. And I do kill the spider guy, but I do no wounds to the big, like not enough wounds to kill the big spider. He has like 2 wounds left. I just flub. I take a wound for my trouble on my manticore, and I'm in trouble here, guys. I am in trouble. But the warriors of the dark gods will triumph in the end. Maybe. There's a better picture of that over there. My chariot's getting ready to charge. Maybe if they fail their charge, it's a long shot. Or if they get stuck in, I'm thinking my chariot can kind of see the back so he can run in for support. Excuse me. It's a forlorn hope, though. My lust chosen guys are there waiting to, again, if I can just stay in combat, do enough wounds, I can stay in combat, and my once chosen get in the flank there, mulch them. We'll see. So on turn 4, he charges into the side with that group of 9 boar boys. It might have been 10. I don't know why that one guy's missing. Anyway, so I'm kind of excited about that, honestly. He does charge, and he'd kill my BSB, so he charges my sorcerer. I'm not excited about that. Sorcerer's gonna die. He charges his boar boys in. They're frenzied, but the more important, the feral orc boar boys into the side as expected. And I was like, oh god damn it. He gets a spell off him, I think Blessing of the Mother Spider. Yeah, Blessing of the Mother Spider. And he's gonna wall up that unit. I gotta do enough combat res to stop this, but I don't know what I can do. You know what I mean? I don't have. If I had if I kept regeneration, I could have maybe got it off on these guys, given them a chance. But no. So my Manticore Lord of Change, he realizes, oh crap, I'm in trouble. I better do something. And so he goes ham. Him and the Manticore just kill 6 or 7 of these boar boys and just rack up the points. My champion does the challenge. His BSB accepts. His BSB murderizes my champion. I do enough. I don't kill the spider still. I cannot, for whatever reason, kill this dude. I do like a wound to his other boar boys, and he does like 10 to me. And his spider thing is all attacking my Manticore Lord. He puts another wound in there as well. And so I have 2 wounds. So I've killed like 8 of his guys. He's killed 11. And he has a flank. And he has a charge. And it's a big flank. I have a flank too, but I'm flying, so it's not a big flank. I break. I think I needed... It might have been an auto break, to be honest with you, or it was exceptionally low. It was like a 3 or a 4. Either I don't make it. His warlord kills my pestilence guy, my pestilence sorcerer. And at this point, and he wisely chaffs up my once less chosen, so they're not getting anywhere. And he also manages to block my chariot too. So we look at the board, we look at each other, and we're like, "You want to call it?" I'm like, "Yeah, kinda." My Manticore broke, my warriors broke, and they just fled. But they will be back another day. It was a fun game. It was exciting, though. There's a lot of swingy events in here, and it wasn't bad. Like, I had fun. I enjoyed it. I got tabled, basically. We ended the game early because of it. And so, Orcs and Goblins, the little spider rock dudes, rocked my world, man. A little postmortem. The EDC just flubbing like that, it cost me... I think it didn't cost me the game, but it was a big detriment to the rest of my play. My Manticore flubbing, my Manticore Lord flubbing on the first combat versus the big spider and the little spider hero. Again, if I could have knocked out that little spider hero, I I could have transferred all my attacks onto the spider on the following turn and done maybe, who knows, maybe enough to kill him. But since I had to challenge, and that was another thing. I forgot to challenge when it was just me, little dude, and the spider. If I had remembered that, I would have put all my I would have had to put all my attacks in the Manticore attacks in the little spider, and different game maybe. But know your rules, That's the important takeaway of this. It was fun. I look forward to playing this guy again. Thanks for watching, guys. And hopefully Stanley will pay back soon and we can have a second commentariat on here. Subscribe, leave comments, let me know what you think, good or bad.